Greetings to all fans of good movies. In this video, I'm going to tell you about a musical romantic film called La La Land. There is a massive traffic jam on the highway as you enter Los Angeles. Each car has a stereo playing, and the drivers are listening to music. One car stands out from the others. It may be outdated by modern standards, but it looks good, and it plays jazz. The girl in the car in front of it is distracted and doesn't notice the incoming traffic.
I should go.
Mia works as a waitress at one of the Hollywood coffee shop and dreams of becoming an actress. Since morning, she has been studying the lyrics and preparing for an evening audition. Famous actors often visit her cafe. In such moments, our heroine stares at them with admiration, completely forgetting about her work. A reminder arrives on her phone, and the girl rushes to the audition. Mia stands in front of the camera, delivering her role with precision. At one poignant moment, she even manages to shed a tear. However, her audition is abruptly interrupted, and she is thanked for her performance. In the corridor, numerous aspiring actresses anxiously await their turn. Disheartened, Mia retreats to her home and collapses onto her bed. Yet her friends refuse to let her dwell in sadness and swiftly whisk her away to a lively party. Champagne flows abundantly, and laughter fills the air as new connections are forged. Despite the festive atmosphere, Mia feels a sense of unease in this setting. She decides to leave. Along her path, a melodious tune emanates from a nearby restaurant. Intrigued, Mia steps inside, only to be momentarily transfixed at the entrance. The owner of the rare car is a jazz musician named Sebastian Welder. He has a lifelong dream of opening his own music bar. Sebastian is lonely and completely focused on his plans. Our hero has an older sister who is unable to dissuade him from pursuing this seemingly unprofitable venture.
Get serious!
Get serious? I had a very serious plan for my future.
On Christmas Eve, Sebastian takes on a part-time job at a local restaurant. The owner requests that he plays tunes that won't distract customers from their dinner, and the musician willingly agrees. Throughout the evening, Sebastian dutifully performs simple music, but as time passes, he gradually becomes bored. Lost in his own world, he becomes carried away and unintentionally transitions into playing jazz, completely oblivious to his surroundings. When he finally regains his senses, he notices that the customers have abandoned their meals and are staring at him intently. It is precisely at that moment that Mia enters the restaurant. The restaurant owner summons the musician and informs him of his dismissal. The proud guy takes the tip and leaves, paying no attention to the delighted girl.
I just heard you play, and I wanted to.
Our heroine continues to attend auditions without much success until spring. When girl arrives at the next networking party, she notices her abuser among the musicians performing. Sebastian, without much enthusiasm, plays covers of outdated songs. Approaching the musicians, Mia requests another pop hit and dances mockingly in front of the guy. Later, Sebastian approaches Mia and admits that he recognizes her. He feels ashamed of his behavior at the restaurant, but emphasizes that he is a serious musician who doesn't deserve such humiliation. During their conversation, Guy learns that Mia is an aspiring actress who currently works at a cafe in Warner Bros. They start teasing each other, making light of each other's current situations. At the end of the gathering, our heroes find themselves in line to retrieve their car keys.
It's pretty strange that we keep running into each other.
Maybe it means something.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
While searching for their cars, they make every effort to show that they are not interested in each other. They are too engrossed in their own pursuits and claim not to have time for a serious relationship. Sebastian escorts Mia to her car, and he goes back to his own. The next morning, girl is in high spirits as she goes to work at the cafe. During lunchtime, Sebastian unexpectedly shows up at the establishment.
What are you doing here?
Oh, just meetings and...
Mia gives her guest a tour, walking between film sets, and shares a childhood story about borrowing movies from the library across the street and spending whole days watching them. As they converse, the two realize they are kindred spirits, both passionate about their work and speaking about it with great affection.
I should probably tell you something now. I hate jazz.
What are you doing right now?
Nothing.
Hurt by hurtful words, Sebastian introduces Mia to his musical world and reveals his desire to open his own jazz club, where only authentic music will be played. Meanwhile, Mia receives a phone call informing her that she has been approved for a repeat audition for a TV show. She excitedly shares this news with Sebastian. Learning that Mia hasn't seen the show, Seb suggests they go to the movies together and watch it as part of their research.
Monday night, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, great.
After parting ways, the two go their separate directions. The day of their movie outing arrives. Standing in front of the mirror, Mia smiles, eagerly anticipating a pleasant evening. Suddenly, her boyfriend Greg shows up in the room. They have been dating for a month, and tonight they have a dinner planned at a restaurant, which the girl completely forgot about. As Mia sits at the table with Greg and his friends, she feels uncomfortable, longing to be at the movies with her new friend. Jazz music starts playing in the restaurant. Upon hearing a familiar tune, the girl decides to make her escape after all. With a smile on her face, she rushes to meet Sev at the cinema. The young people are delighted to see each other. They sit together in silence, holding hands. The moment leads to their first kiss. However, as a starry sky appears on the screen, the film suddenly cuts out, interrupting the moment.
I have an idea.
The characters then head to the local observatory. They find seats and recreate a romantic atmosphere for themselves. Later, Mia starts writing a play for her own monologue performance. Her neighbors become excited about her new hobby, but their conversation is interrupted by a car horn.
Is that gonna happen every time?
I think so.
Our heroes enter into a relationship and start spending a lot of time together. Once, while sitting in a jazz club, an old acquaintance approaches Sebastian. He is putting together his own band and is in need of a talented keyboard player. The guy offers Sebastian a handsome fee to join them, but he politely declines. Despite facing financial difficulties, the couple decides to live together. Mia continues working at the cafe and focuses on her play, while Sebastian takes on various jobs to earn money. As often happens in relationships, mundane domestic matters begin to take precedence. After much thought, Sebastian decides to put his dream on hold and accepts his friend's proposal. He attends his first musical rehearsal.
We can pay you $1,000 a week. Sound good?
The band starts playing a non-traditional electronic version of jazz, which contradicts Sebastian's principles. During a conversation, his friend manages to persuade the stubborn pianist, and Sebastian agrees to sign a full-fledged contract. This allows Mia to quit her job at the cafe and fully concentrate on her own pursuits. The new musical group achieves great success, and Sebastian starts touring extensively, spending less time at home. One evening, he manages to visit Mia and wants to celebrate his success and the start of a major concert tour with her. However, the news upsets girl as they already spend little time together, and the tour could keep them apart for a couple of years. Sebastian suggests that she join him on the tour, but Mia has her own career and needs to prepare for her play. This leads to the couple's first serious fight. The day of the play's premiere approaches. Mia rents a small hall and prepares for the show. Unfortunately, Sebastian is once again delayed at work, preventing him from arriving in time to support his beloved. At the end of her performance, girl faces an almost empty hall and receives lukewarm applause. Mia feels disappointed, as all her hard work seems to have been in vain.
Mia, how was it? Don't help me. I'm sorry.
Late Guy apologizes and asks for a chance to make things right. With tears in her eyes, Mia says it's over, believing her performance to be a failure. She decides to move in with her parents in Nevada. The couple breaks up. One day, an agent calls Sebastian and asks him to relay the message to Mia that she has been invited to a meeting with a prominent casting director for a major film project. Girl, however, hesitates to return to Hollywood. She has become weary of the constant rejections and has come to accept the notion that perhaps she isn't talented enough for the film industry. Nevertheless, Sebastian holds steadfast in his belief that this is her moment to shine. He promises to be at her doorstep the next morning at 8 o'clock, leaving the decision to her whether she wants to seize the opportunity or not.
How did you find me here?
The house in front of the library.
The next morning, the girl steps out of her house and enters the car with Sebastian. They drive together to the audition. Today, for the first time, Mia is treated with respect. She leaves a lasting impression on the casting team and is approved for the lead role. They even inform her that she will have a say in writing the script. Later, our heroes sit on a bench, discussing their future plans. In Mia's life, there comes a moment when she will have to give all of herself to her beloved work, and there will be no time left for relationships.
I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see.
I'm always gonna love you.
I'm always gonna love you too.
5 years pass. Mia returns to her coffee shop, but now as a renowned star. Posters with her name are displayed all over town. She is married and has a young daughter. Sebastian has managed to save enough money to open his own jazz club, but remains single. While walking around town with her husband, Mia accidentally stumbles upon a music bar. Recognizing the owner, she cautiously enters. Sebastian takes the stage and cheerfully introduces the musicians. When he sees Mia in the audience, he momentarily freezes, then sits down at the piano. He begins playing his own composition, the same one he played at the restaurant when they first met. We are shown glimpses of how their shared life could have unfolded with happiness and fulfillment. However, reality took them down separate paths. They both managed to fulfill their dreams, but apart from each other. At the end of the film, our heroes meet with their eyes. As they part ways, they share a smile that holds more meaningful than any words. Thank you everyone who watched until the end. On this channel, you will always find retellings of good movies.